$3,000 on a Porsche 718 Cayman will not add a single horsepower, and if you try, you'll light that money on fire. But spent right, it transforms how this car looks, stops, and turns. And a properly shod 718 will humiliate a more powerful car on bad tires every single time. Stick around, because the exact split that gets you there for $3,000 is at the end, and it hinges on one part most people skip. Let's kill the fantasy first. The 2.0-liter Turbo 4 in the base 718 makes 300 horsepower, the 2.5T in the S makes 350, and after this build, those numbers do not move. An ECU tune alone runs $800 to $1,500 before supporting hardware. An exhaust is $1,200 to $2,500 and doesn't fix the flat four's boring tone. So here's the framing that actually matters. $3,000 is a chassis and appearance budget, not a powertrain budget. And that's a good thing, because this platform rewards suspension and tire money more than almost any car you can buy. Before you buy one bolt-on, you fix the car. This is non-negotiable. Air filter, $60. Spark plugs at 30,000 miles, 80 to 120 with labor. A brake fluid flush, 80 to 120, which you need anyway if you're touching the pads. And listen for a hum at highway speed, because early 718 wheel bearings go at 40 to 60,000 miles, and that's $300 to $500 per corner. If your car needs more than $500 to $700 in maintenance, either negotiate the purchase price down, or the $3,000 budget is dead on arrival. Do the boring stuff first, or nothing else matters. Now the money. Your single biggest investment is wheels and tires, $1,100 to $1,400, and it's the best money you'll spend on this car. My pick is the Apex EC7, flow-formed, TPMS-compatible, hub-centric, and made for the 718's oddball 5i130 bolt pattern with no adapters. Around $300 a wheel, so roughly $1,200 a set. Spec them 20x9 ET42 up front, 20x10 ET45 in the rear. Apex is the most community-validated wheel in the Porsche world for a reason. Flow forming keeps them light, and unsprung weight is everything on a mid-engine car. Wrap them in Michelin Pilot Sport, 4S, 235 Watcher 35 ZR20 front, 265 35 ZR20 rear, about 800 to 920 mounted. This was a factory tire option on the 718, and the community agrees it's the best street tire for the platform with a real wet weather edge over the Continental Sport Contact 6. If you're broke and live somewhere dry, the Hankook Ventus S1 Evo 3 saves you around $200 with competitive dry grip. But the wet gap is real. Track it or drive it in rain, and you'll wish you bought the Michelins. Before you order anything, cross-reference that exact offset and tire width on threepiece.us. Their 718 fitment database is the most accurate community-sourced resource for this chassis, with user photos showing drop height, tire size, and rubbing notes. It matters because the S trim runs a big front Brembo caliper, and a 20x10 ET45 rear on lowered springs sits close to the inner fender liner. Most cars clear the 265 fine, but aggressive camber can make it kiss the liner. Verify before you spend $1,000 finding out the hard way. Suspension. Here's where the 3-minute money question lands, and it's the part everyone gets wrong. You are not buying coilovers at this budget. If your 718 has PASP, and every S does, the factory struts are electronically controlled and have to stay in the car. PASM-compatible coilovers start at $1,800 and detonate your entire build. So you buy H&R Sport Springs, part number 29012U1, about $300. They drop at 15 to 25 up front, 10 to 20 rear, keep PASM, and fill the wheel wells properly with those 20s. Body roll drops an estimated 10 to 15%, turn-in sharpens, and it's barely firmer than stock. Want a subtler drop? Eibach Pro Kit, $60 cheaper. Do not put cheap coilovers on this car. The Raceland, Megane, BC budget tiers aren't engineered for the 718's geometry. They often break PASM, and owners consistently report harsher rides, faster strut mount wear, and handling worse than stock. On a chassis this precise, you'll feel every compromise. If you ever have real coilover money later, the KW Variant 1 at around $1,700 is the correct PASM-compatible step. Not now. brakes are cheap and worth it. Hawk Horsepower's 5.0. Pads front and rear, roughly 180 for the car. Plus model RBF 660 fluid at about 20 a liter with a 617-degree dry boiling point. The 5.0 gives you real bite and fade resistance but works cold, which is the whole point. Do not buy EBC yellow stuff or full track pads for a street car. They need heat, and you'll cold brake into every stoplight with pads that aren't ready. That's not an upgrade. That's a downgrade you paid for. For looks, the Maxton Design front splitter is a bolt-on ABS piece using factory mounting points. No drilling. Around 140 shipped. It flexes enough to survive a parking lot tap. But if your budget is tight, tint is the highest value cosmetic dollar on any car. $200 to $350 for 35% front, 20 rear, and it completely changes the 718's glasshouse presence. And a rear badge delete? That's a heat gun and fishing line. It costs nothing but time. Order of operations matters, maintenance first, then brake pads because you want to bed them on stock suspension with a clean baseline, progressive hard stops from 60 on a quiet road. Then wheels and tires, and drive 50 to 100 miles to confirm no rubbing and working TPMS before you touch the ride height. Then springs, a 3 to 5 hour job with a spring compressor. And honestly, if you've never used one, pay the shop $2 to $350. It's the one job where the safety cost is worth it. And now the cheapest performance mod on the entire list, the one I promised you. Alignment, 120 to 180 right after the springs. Skip it, and you'll eat through $900 of Pilot Sport 4S in 8,000 miles. And the car will handle unpredictably. Ask for a performance spec, roughly -1 to -1.5 degrees of front camber. That's how you get sharp cornering without shredding tires. The single most expensive mistake in this build is a $150 thing you didn't do. 2 more traps. Replica wheels in 5/130. Because that pattern is rare, replicas get made to sloppy tolerances, and hub bore inconsistency causes vibration you can never fully fix on a car with steering feel this sharp. Buy real wheels from real brands. And don't buy an exhaust expecting power. The Turbo ECU wasn't calibrated for changed back pressure, so you get noise and no gains without a tune. And that combo is $2,000 to $3,500, way outside this budget. Here's the honest downside. After all this, your base car still makes 300 horsepower and the flat 4 still sounds like a warm appliance. There's no budget fix for the sound, full stop. If power or noise is your goal, this budget is the wrong tool and you should walk away. This build is for the person who values how a car turns, stops, and sits over a bigger dyno number. So the final split, $200 to $400 for maintenance, $1,200 for Apex EC7s, around $860 for mounted Michelins, $310 for H&R springs, $160 for Hawk pads, $40 for model fluid, $140 for the Maxton lip, $140 for alignment, and a buffer for shipping. That lands right at $3,086 on the low end. To crack the flat $3,000 mark, drop to the hand-cooked tires and save $200, or jump into a Renlist or 718 forum group buy on wheels. The result reads like a factory GT car, not a modified one, which is exactly right for this platform. Verify every offset on threepiece.us before you order, confirm your part numbers against your VN, and build it in the right order. Do that, and you'll have a $3,000 718 that drives like it cost a lot more.